Hello everybody, welcome back to Leading Our Own Way. As you know, we've been discovering all about the amazing Gillian Ashcroft. This is the final part of these 2 weeks. We've spent 2 weeks with Gillian Ashcroft. She is incredible all the way over from the UK, absolutely doing amazing things, from building Think Tank Academy and exceptional care to launching the Succeed app, which is going to be coming out anytime now. It's a free global platform designed to empower young people into work and education. She's going to go deeper into it, so let's just tune in to listen to that. But today we are going deeper. Where does this level of drive come from, that we ask? How does a clever but mischievous inner city child transform into a multi-award winning entrepreneur dedicated to changing lives? Well, in this episode, Gillian takes us back to the beginning, to her childhood, the experience that shaped her and the pivotal moments that ignited her passion for empowering others. We talk about personal growth, self-worth, and the importance of balance while making a lasting impact in the community. This is the origin story of Gillian Ashcroft, the woman behind the vision and the struggles that forged her resilience and the commitment that continues to drive her forward. If you missed part 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 last week, make sure you go back because you don't want to miss Gillian's story. Let's dive in. Ooh, and there's something she has never shared before as well. Not going to give it away. It's hilarious. Oops. Here we go.
I'll be fine. I'll get a 2-1. Nothing. But I was heavily pregnant. So you know what I did, don't you? I pretended to go into labour. Because if you fail, you can do a reset, but you can only get a 2-2. So you could, even if you smash 90%, you can only get a 2-2. And I thought, no. So I started making all the noises. I don't even know whether I don't even know whether this podcast should go live, you know. I think I'm going to end up in jail.
That's
I'm doing an entertainment
hilarious.
degree off me and everything. I don't. Do you know what? It's just being a kid. Do you know what I mean? It's but
So
yeah.
what do you do
So
after
I
that
went
then?
into full blown fake labour.
Well, you did what you'd have to do, yeah. But did you reset it after?
Yeah, I got a 2-1. Yeah, so it was in after, so they didn't penalise me. Listen,
I am not editing this.
We all have to do what we need to do to get to where we are, and you know, right now, obviously, all I do is help people. I'm a philanthropist, so you know, I help millions of children. It was growing up. I mean, we've all done our own things. Yeah, full blown labour in the middle of the exam hall.
Gillian, I am not editing that out because that is classic, just so you know. So if you get into trouble, that's on you, not on me.
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, come on, what could, like, it's life, and we all live a life that it's our journey, isn't it? And then we learn from it and we grow, and then we nurture our own children to not make the mistakes that we've made. And you know what? The things I'm not proud of, but I've never hurt anyone. I've never done nothing to anybody. It's like, it's just stupid kid stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. That's brilliant. If you've never told that story before, I'm glad you said it on Leading Our Own Way. That is fantastic. So you're so where's that connection with? So you're in Utah and becoming a lawyer, qualified. You've obviously got your degree. When did you get your degree? Before you had your baby, with your first child, your son?
Yeah, no, I done the reset. I think I had him and then done the reset.
Okay, so you did it afterwards. Yeah.
But it's,
It wasn't months apart, the fake labour to the actual real labour, was there?
Yeah, because I was big, do you know what I mean? So, you know, I got away with it. So I must have been 8 months or something like that, you know what I mean? It was like, and then I had my son, and then I think you do the reset in October. My son was born in September, the end of September, so yeah. So at least I went back with a baby.
Yeah, that's true. You weren't lying, were you? Like, no, he came out.
Yeah, listen, I just have to use what I had. But, you know, it was thinking on your feet.
That's brilliant.
Just
that
doing
is
what
classic.
you need to do, didn't it? You know, it was just unfortunate events, really. What are the chances of that not one thing, a revise come up? That's like, imagine
that's going on a reel. That, just so you know, I'm cutting that bit for a reel for a promo of the episode. Just so you know. So you've got obviously that wad of cash from the $500,000 that you made in Utah. You've now got a small family. Where do you take that? Do you take that money to help build the business in property?
We do, yeah. So I've got a lot of property now. That's just built up over time. I bought back then. I bought more property, and that, you know, it was that long ago. It's all coming to an end now. All the mortgages are coming to an end, and then we bought my house where my dad lives now, and um, I've got lands, and I've got apartment blocks, and I just got all the houses for the care company. So it's just built up, and then we bought a pub. So my mum needed money, so I ended up being a landlady. So at the age, again, the age of 20, I was young. I might have been a bit older than that. I always get mixed up with my timescales. I had to go to the police station, walk in and do an interview to be a DPS. So to put my name over the door. So then I become another little, like, you know, turn in the road was me becoming a landlady. So I was the Liverpool's Bet Lynch, or whatever the one was from Rover's Return, do you know what I mean? It was Bet Lynch, wasn't it, from Rover's Return? Um,
We needed a
or the
bar
other
in
one from,
Brookside. You'd have been good in
yeah.
Brookside. Do you remember Brookside?
Oh, I remember Brookside. I used to love the movie. Honestly, it seems like yesterday, doesn't it? And then it seemed like a million years away, but I ended up having a pub for a while. That was just an experience in itself because it was in one of the roughest areas in Liverpool. It was
What
just
age were you
like, you
there?
know,
What age were you there?
in my early 20s.
All right, so
But
you're
my
a
mum,
landlord in
we
your early
had some
20s.
family personal stuff going on. My mum needed the money, so I bought it off my mum to help her out, and then I just got stuck with it, and it was just Looneyville. It was Looneyville, like they'd rob the eyeballs out your head if you weren't careful. It was rough as. I mean, like, I'd done a Halloween party once, and for all the kids in the area, because they were all just like quite deprived, and it was just sad, and there was a lot of smackheads and stuff. And while I was doing the party, and I was looking after this little girl because it was so sad, and her mum and dad was just flying off heroin. I could see her. They were downstairs robbing me safe. So I was doing this little party, and they robbed me safe. But this is how stupid they were. I had me takens in a designer handbag, and it was my husband bought me the bag from Vegas. I always remember this bag, and the bag was a few £1,000s. It was a special gift from my husband at the time. I think he bought it for me for Christmas or my birthday when he bought it from when he was in Vegas. Me whole week's takings within it, so there was about £3,000 in it or whatever. But the bag, I think it must have been about two and a half. The bag was worth more than the takings, put it that way. And the next day, um, the old people that come in every day, you know, the day drinkers, they would come in and they brought me bag in from the gentry outside, and they were like, I think this is yours. They took the money, and the bag was worth double than what the money was. So that's how stupid they was. They would have got more for the bag than they did from the takings. But it was just sad though, because we found out who it was, and the police went round, and there was like all like needles in the house. This little girl, I always think about her, she must have been about 6 or something, little blonde pigtails. There was feces all over the floor, and she got removed, and I think maybe that was meant to happen because that kid was being, what life would have she have had? You know, she probably would have, you know, been, she might have been getting sexually abused. I mean, the house was covered in shit, like physical feces. There was needles everywhere. I just think, did that happen for a reason? Because we saved that little girl's life, do you know what I mean? But that was the area that I grew up in, and that was with the area that the pub in. But it was just constant, you know. And it was the feeling where you have to look like you're not scared, but inside you are scared. So if I can put up with all that stuff that I've told you about, running a business is like, you know, drop in the ocean compared to things that I've been through in my life. I feel like at the moment I've got to the point now where I'm just tired. I've done 2 years of madness in London, and Mayfair, and building up connections on the highest, most successful entrepreneurs in the whole, so globally in the UK. Gone to one event after another, and I've got 2 years down the line now, and I'm tired, and I'm going to be coming away from all my awards. You know, I've dominated, haven't I, really? You know, I have reigns, and I've done that now, and I'm just, I don't feel like, I mean, I've got more connections coming up my ears now that I can't even make contact with, and I just feel like I just want to change my life now. I'm like, I've just done a massive restructure in my organisation, and I've streamlined, and I've mothballed companies, and I'm happy. And do you know what, sad Andy? I had everything that I already didn't think I had, that I strive for. I already had it all. And so now I've streamlined everything, but I'm using what I've built in a good way. I'm just launching a global app called Succeed, and it's going to give every young person a guaranteed job placement. I've got 2 million job placements that I'm going to be launching with. It's got free interview clothing because I'm working with Stuart Trevor. He's the founder of All Saints and Reese. And we're working with like Marks and Spencer's, Burberry, you name it, all the big fashion houses from designer to high street. And we're taking all the clothes that are going into landfill, putting a sustainability clothing line on the app so that the young people get an AI driven CV, which is using psychometrics. So that's on there, and that's because we've gone third party with Empower. And then they come on to choosing it supports only diverse young people with disabilities, because all the jobs placements come up and you can see what the businesses support. So it's not like the young people are getting doors like closed in the face. It tells them how to get there, how much it'll cost to get there, the quickest route. It gives them the interview clothes. And also I've partnered up with the City and Guilds, so there's over 3,000 courses free for young people. There's a learning management system, and I've built all this in my tech company that I'm now winding up, and my staff are amazing, but I've let a lot of the staff go because right now it's what's best for Jill and her family for the first time, and I can still help as many people, but I do it through the app. So I've took all the assets, moved the IPs into sorry, this jumper's doing me head in. Moved the IPs into my new company called Succeed. The app has got like a two-pronged approach. It's Succeed Impact and Succeed. Succeed Impact is the free side of the app to 16 to 24-year-olds, which is everything is free for people, young people looking for opportunities, job seekers. It gives them that empowerment, that feeling of self-worth, gives them a reference, they've got clothes to feel good. But then on the monetary side, all the training and everything that's on the free side is for businesses at a fraction of the price of the market. So we're going to blow the whole market out the water for training and also take sustainability and social impact and social responsibility for corporates that get on board with us. It's going to be viral. I've been beeline for a Nobel Peace Prize. So I tick every box. The app ticks every box. All I need is 1 million storytellers, which we'll get. If I've got 2 million jobs anyway, job placements, we'll get that in the first 6 months. There's £1 billion fund coming from America to provide our young people in the UK with scholarships to go over to America. Partnered up with the likes of Camp America, Go Henry, Adidas, all the biggest names, all the universities, all the libraries. It's going to be off its head. I've just signed up with a publicist. She's number one publicist. She's actually Nigel Farage's publicist, and the royal family is. I've got things like on all the different morning TV programmes coming up. I've got a Fly on the Wall series coming up. So I'm still busy, but I'm just busy with doing what I want to do and make a national and global impact for Succeed, and stop gallivanting and just be at home with my kids. I've got 4 kids, and I just now need to be focused. Now I've done what I've needed to do to grow my network, because your network's your net worth. You know, and my little black book, I've said this before, is absolutely amazing. And I feel like I'm just tired. I mean, I think I've got bags right now, but I'm running an empire of care and versus just doing restructures and launching a global app. And for me to go around and support 60 charities, what I was doing, and it's just diluting me, and it's like, I know now, because even a small talk, I'm not being, I mean, usually I can work in a room and like I'm like the light. Everyone will know me from the minute I walk in that room to the minute I leave. Everyone will know who Gillian Ashcroft is, and I know now that I'm really light going out because I'm tired, and I've done what I've needed to do, and I'm at the point now where the app will be ready before Christmas, and I just now need to focus on me and for the first time, what makes me happy, and still do global impact at the same time, but just not supporting everyone else at the cost of me and my own family.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's super important. But you've just answered one of my final questions, which was your future plans. So I don't need to ask that one at the end.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll answer that as a more personal angle to it when we do come to the end. But I do want to go back to the little girl that you mentioned earlier. I just want to get to the root of that. But before I do, the app, how on earth? I mean, what can I ask about that? Because you went real in depth there, but what was the root of that? What made you come up with, why did you even want to come up with something like that? Where did that come from?
It was the Lord Mayor of Liverpool actually rang me and said, Jill, I need your help. And his agenda, it was Richard Kemp, who's on my board, my charity board. We need to do a whole episode on Succeed, I think, and get the young people on, and we'll do something on Succeed if you want in spring. because it'll be in full swing then. And it come from the Lord Mayor ringing me and saying, like, we need your help. His agenda was care leavers, and he wanted to do a directory for care leavers, for jobs that are available, and just opportunities. And I was like, come on, it's 2025. It's like he wanted me to do a Yellow Pages full directory, and I was like, no, let me create an app. And then my two oldest children, who were 19 and 17, they were going to college at that time, and my 19-year-old, because I've lived in Dubai and moved around internationally, he got put back here because in private school they start the GCSE level in year 9. So when he was coming back to England, he was starting year 10, and they were like, no, you need to go back to year 9 because you've missed a year of GCSE. If he went to normal school, it doesn't start till year 10, but he was in private school, which that was a load of waste of money, to be honest with you. Anyway, it's a whole other show. You know, if you're good, if you want to do well academically, you'll do it anyway. It's just a waste of 70 grand a year with all my kids, because they all ended up back in normal school anyway at the end. But anyway, I'm digressing. But they went to college, and within the first half an hour, every opportunity in the college was gone. And it was like, I had to pull strings to get them apprenticeships and stuff. So that combined with the Lord Mayor wanting me to help care leavers, I thought, no, every young person needs an opportunity. It's not just care leavers. It needs to be on something that's innovative. You know, we need to move forward with the times. It needs to be digital, but like everything needs to be on a handheld app. And that's where Succeed was born from. And then obviously Succeed needs to have that longevity and sustainability. So I thought, let's turn it into a two-sided approach. You've got the business side, which is going to make so much money, but then that'll go into the charity arm. So people who are on board with us will get a royalty if they give us their courses and give us the stuff for free. On the business side, they'll get a royalty from them subscriptions. So I'm lining people's pockets. It's going to be a bit overnight billionaire, you know. Honestly, it's going to go viral. So that'll line a lot of people's pockets, but it'll also make me fulfill my purpose of helping young people in our next generation. So yeah, so if people who are listening to this and the businesses, I need your support in terms of we need as many placements as possible. And any young people, you know, just watch out for Succeed, and I'll share everything with you, Andy, so we can put that on.
Yeah, absolutely.
As it's developing and stuff like that. So
yeah, please do.
I can't do it on my own. You know, it's getting funded, and you know, we don't need money, but what we do need is we need as many placements and as many businesses to give those young people the opportunities, because it's scary times ahead for our next generation.
I agree.
And if we don't, it's going to be increasing taxpayers' money, because there's more pressure on the NHS to mental health, you know, there's more criminalisation because people want nice things, so they'll go and get it anyway, or vulnerable people will be exploited and they'll go into, you know, county lines and sex trafficking because they're vulnerable and they get exploited, and the self-worth's on the ground, and obesity is going to increase. And so this in turn is going to support a lot on public sector funds, and in turn taxpayers' money. So, you know, we as businesses want to stop getting that put on our plate, and then that inflation going up and that increase in taxes on businesses. And you know, we all need to pull together and do something about it then, don't we?
Agree. And I mean, it's blown me away. If there's anything I can do to support it, we'll get the links off Kath, your assistant, and we'll get her over here.
Need that, so that'll be coming very. So I went to the app developers yesterday, and they're like, I'll know more on Friday, but then that's when we publicists we're going to go into a full launch campaign. So I'd love to collaborate with you on the launch campaign. It's going to go to all the news outlets. I can't say what I'm signed up for now, but some of the biggest TV shows. So I'll be everywhere really, and just it's going to be a massive national campaign. I've got some really famous people backing it, and it's going to be. Even though I say I'm tired and burnt out, I think I'm just tired of getting. Running around and doing everything in terms for everybody else's cause, and you know, it dilutes, and then the pressures at home because you've got to be a mum, you've got to be a wife, and everything comes at a cost. So really, I just think I want to focus on my purpose now, you know, and that in turn will help national positive impact. But please come on the journey with me, bring the podcast on the journey with me.
Absolutely, mate, I'm there. If I can be a part of it, 100% will. And please, we'll get everything and put it in the show notes. So by the time this gone out in December, I think we'll air this in December.
Oh, there'll be loads, and there'll be content, and you'll see the app, and it'll be built, and it'll just be, it's just an amazing journey that's coming ahead. And I feel probably because it is coming ahead, now starting to, I think when your anxiety's up and you're on deadlines and you get this like Duracell battery buzz from somewhere, but I think now because I'm going into development and I've done the hard work, I think I just need 2 weeks out, you know what I mean? I think I'm like, a bit, because I think I can just go on all cylinders and I can work 24, 48 hours straight without sleep if I'm on a deadline.
I can
And
tell.
it's but yeah, it's now, but then I'll drop then, and then I'll need. But I'm coming to that point. But it's all good because I'm not gonna burn out. I'll never burn out. I've been like this since for 20 odd years. But it's just now. I feel like a bit relieved because the legwork's done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get to how you've got to that point for sure. I would like to go back to that little girl that you mentioned from the pub and the family and how the condition of the house. My question to that is, do you think that was one example? I'm sure there's many more, but do you think that was one example what was really, what I suppose, made you or inspired you to make a difference in, because you really we mentioned in the first part about exceptional care, and you founded that, I think, in 2014, if I'm correct.
March 2013,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
it started trading in 14.
So is that the root then of why you wanted to look after young children and
Do you
really
know what?
help them
I've
out?
always been that way. You know what I mean? Even in school, even though I was like, not said I was a bit of a pain, I was the one that stuck up. So like stuck up for people who were getting bullied because I could look after myself. I've always been tall, and I'm not. I didn't give a care in the world. Like, whether you were a lad or a girl, like, you say something to me, I'm not scared. So for people who were always bullied, I was always the one that'd stick up because no one would say nothing back to me. You know what I mean? So I was always looking after people. That's who I am. And yeah, and I think like I got to a point where I was building businesses that were like financially really, healthy, and I had a little space in my belly. I had this void in my belly when I was 25, I was 25, I think, 26 in 2013. So the ideas keep going. And I think that's when I knew that I knew worrying about money. I told that woman where to go with the cheesy chips on the first one, who was in my business, and I told her to do one. And I was like, that's when you know that, customer service went for me. I needed to do something to help, to make me, to bring it. It's like medicine, honestly, to help someone's like medicine. And I think it's all come from being young and helping people. And I was always the one that if someone, an old lady on the street that needed to cross the road, I'd be the one that walks over and helps them, and while people drive by. And I've always been that person. I've always helped people. And I've seen a lot in my life. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in my own family. I've seen things that I do, like, it's too because they involve other people in my family that I wouldn't say, but there's been a lot that's gone on in my family that I've seen that I just wanted to help people, really.
Yeah. Because, I mean, going from property to want to open exceptional care, for example, why go into that type of care and not, I don't know, another type of care?
I'll be honest with you, right? It's because I want to work. I wanted to have an impact on changing young people's lives, but also I lived a very good life. The money and care would give me the good life, but I'd also be able to give the kids, like, my ethos was I'd never put a child in a home that I wouldn't put my own kids in. All my houses are like £800,000 homes, like they're all gated houses, that the kids live in, that aren't my kids that fit in the care home live in. They've all got brand new, at least 2 to 4 brand new cars. It's like, and then my family's very looked after, so I got to, and I'm not taking money off the kids. It's money that comes in. The staff are all fully trained to the highest levels. All my staff have got very, very good benefits. They have good holidays. They have good salaries. They feel valued. So it's not like I take and just live a high life. I give everyone around me a good life and good opportunities. They're all happy, but I get to sustain the life that I was living. From like really successful businesses. Basically I'm taking money off the government, so I'm fine with that. You're taking enough off us. And I'm giving back to young people and giving them really, I'm giving them like the best of everything. You want to see me homes, they've got the best. And these
I'd love
young
to
people
see
have come
them.
from not even having a dining room table, so I'll get to do good things and as well as have a good life myself. So, and you do that in childcare, but there's too many people in the game now that are just doing it for the wrong reasons.
You said that last time, yeah. I learnt a lot. Yeah, I learnt a lot when you said that. I
It's
couldn't
literally
even imagine that
saturated now. It's
happened.
saturated.
Say that again, sorry.
It's saturated. There's too many. They're opening care homes left, right, and centre. There's not enough kids. They're putting kids in homes that are not getting the care. They're not meeting the needs. The kids are getting more emotionally traumatised through attachment breakdown, and I just feel like saying, like, they just don't. They just want the money. I'm sorry for swearing. I'm just gonna say, do you know what I mean? Go and make your money some other way. not on your own person's life.
Yeah. So you from opening that sectional care to the point of 2 years ago, when you said things kind of shift in a different direction 2 years ago, what were you doing in that period of time then? Was it purely at sectional care along with the property as well, or was there a
I mean,
mixture
the
of other
last two
things?
years, you mean? What have we been doing the last 2 years?
No, well, you've told me you've told me the shift in the last two
Yeah.
years, but the point of
Yeah.
opening sectional care to that point of 2 years ago when you
Yeah,
started to.
I lost myself a little bit, to be honest with you, with ego, and I just think because of my upbringing, self worth was always an issue, and I always wanted to look like I was, just flying high. It was all smokes and mirrors, and I don't mind saying it. I give keynote speech on it all the time, and I opened a recruitment agency, and at the same time, I opened a tech health and social care company, and I've done other things. I invested in renewable energy, and I invested in of all kinds. And do you know what? I just lost myself, and I had too much on my plate that I didn't do things well. And I nearly lost everything with exceptional care because I was using the thing that was amazing to fund everything else, and I had big staff teams, and I had big premises, and I was just like, oh, I'm the big I am, but really I was just a fool. So
Was
that's
there
what I did.
somebody that pulled you back then into line, or did you
No,
was
it
it
was like I nearly
self-realization?
lost everything. So,
Say again.
I nearly lost everything. So it was the fact that I had to. COVID hit. I lost, I took me off the ball with the care. I had some bad offset inspections, and I lost a lot of money because we couldn't regenerate because of COVID. So I was hundreds of thousands of pounds a month less off, and I still had all the bills, and it comes to a point where I just shit at the fan, basically.
Did that affect your family life and your
Yeah, it
marriage?
affected my mental health badly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Jill go to then mentally?
I think, but it was a functional breakdown. It really was. My skill set is crisis management. I don't know how I done it. I don't know how I done it. It was a very dark place. I lost a lot of people on the way, and I broke. I broke. I did really did. But I'm a little fighter.
You are that you are. But for anyone that is listening and wondering where you went mentally, what was the smart 1%ers that you began to change in your life to, I don't know, pull yourself back to the Gillian that she was before?
I was drinking too much. I was drinking too much, and I was gonna lose everything. Do you know what I mean? I was escapism. I was escapism. It was hard. It was hard. And don't forget, I had the four baby. I had the four kids as well. And I just got to. I woke up one day and thought, just Jill needs to bring it. Yeah, get a grip, get an absolute grip, because everything you've worked for, it's not over. Just you've got to fix this. So I done redundancies, and I scaled back, and I let me recruitment agency go. It was just, I was just. I learned the hard way. But it was the hardest time in my life, but it was the best time in my life, because I don't think I remember saying to God, like, why me? I do everything for everyone. I'm a good person, and it was like one thing after another after another. He couldn't have hit me with any more in a short period of time. And I think he was learning me a lesson. And I'm not that religious. I believe in a higher power. I don't know what I'm saying, God, but I'm not like, I don't go to church, but there's something there. We all go somewhere. We don't just die, and that's the end of it. There's something, and I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And I remember thinking, why me? I'm not a bad person. And I think it was to look after me. So I was ready for what's to come, which is the good things, because I was acting like a fool. I was ego driven. I was people pleasing. I was gluttony. I was like hemorrhaging money, and I was just not appreciating that I didn't realise I weren't. And then when all this happened, it grounded me like so much. Now I'm on a weekly budget, and I do that because I keep myself grounded, and I don't go and buy all the fancy things anymore. And I literally, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It would tell you something that would tested me to where, like, I didn't even want to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, I know you mentioned that what you did with the business mind, you got rid of a few things and you leveled yourself out. And I'm guessing you got rid of a lot of cortisol there, a lot of stress. But what did you do personally for you to get yourself out of that darkness? Did you change your morning routine? Did you get rid of alcohol? Did you implement something to help you as a personal level?
Yeah, I actually feel like the damage is still there. Do you know what I mean? The damage is definitely still there. in a lot better way. It's a journey. You can't just be fixed overnight.
No, it's a long journey. That's right.
It's a journey, and then
Absolutely.
each you just have to make adjustments, and you learn what works, and you fall back, and you go again, and you sort of. It takes time to get into that mess. It takes time to get out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not just you're not just like, oh my God, I'm saved one day. I'm not. We all have our ups and downs. It's just life, and I just people who just everyone's got things going on, and people who say, oh, it's look at Instagram and all that. Everyone looks fabulous, the filter to death. Everyone looks fabulous, and everyone looks like, wow, I'm going here, I'm going there. Smoke some mirrors. People are just hurting inside. They really are, and there's a lot. It's just, and what worries me is young people are watching this, and they feel like it makes them feel they're not good enough, and it has an impact if you believe it. But it's just a ball again. It really is. And I have my good days, I have my bad days.
You're human. Well, with that in mind, then, what is something that you used to value but you don't anymore? Then
In what way?
I don't know. There's something you might have valued in the past, but you don't think about that anymore. You go, I don't give a shit about that anymore. I
I
know
think
you
it's the other
mentioned
way
about
around. I
buying
think
fancy
what I do
things.
value. I think it's not what I do value, it's what I do value now, I think. It's and what I value is myself. Like, I actually know how good I am. And I've never thought of it until I was 38. I didn't realise that's why I was a people pleaser, that's why I had ego, that's why I made a mistake. And you know what? I'm good at what I do. I am a good person, one of the best in what I do, and I've never seen anyone do what I can do. So I found weren't like Jill who's good at everything anymore. I was Jill who's good at this one thing, and I mean I can network like no one else because I'm real. People buy into me. People like know I'm real. People want to work with Jill. People want to support Jill, and I can get the biggest names on board. I can get the biggest brands on board, and people go, how are you around these circles? No, why? Because I believe in myself, and I'm just me. And I can walk into a room and I don't have to try and be someone else. I'm not people pleasing. I'm not up anyone's hoop. I'm just like, look, take me or leave me. I'm good. I don't need you. I don't need anyone anymore. I've built an empire. I think when you know that you don't need anyone and you know your own self-worth, a lot of things change. I'm like a lot more confident, and it's like I don't need all the smokes and all the mirrors. I don't need the bells and whistles, and that gives you a lot of that gives you a lot of solid. That gives you a lot of like contentment. It gives you a lot of confidence, and I can just take it or leave it now. And if you don't like me, you don't like me.
It took me a long time to get there too, to be honest. With
And
especially the
so
people pleasing and say again,
it makes you feel content. I
it
think that's
does.
helped me a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and part of my contentment I call it the 4 C's of contentment. And my first one is connection. My second C is contribution, and contribution for me is probably my teaching. But I'm trying to fizzle that out because I want to do this full time. I'm just not there yet. So this is my contribution because I want to help people, change people's mentality and mindset and prevent them from going through mental health decline, depression, whatever it may be, or change the trajectory of someone's life because sometimes we want to do that as well. My third one is cope, so sleep, mindfulness, and exercise. And then my fourth one is cook, just eat good food, and really that contributes to good mental health as well, and that's something I've massively realized since I almost died 3 years ago from septic shock, which come from
Okay.
chronic stress from the 8 years of workplace toxicity, just being around people who are toxic. And I think I explained to you a long time ago, probably a long time ago, you might have forgotten, but back in 2015 I was being bullied in the workplace by a leader, and it was the worst time of my life, and it was something a little bit more complex than not getting along with somebody. It was somebody who was set out to destroy me, and when you say it, you're like, nobody does that, but man, they do. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Okay, so
Well,
before we come
we found each other and we're together.
that's right.
And it just shows that anyone can get through anything. And I think people need to realise that they're not alone as well. I think a lot of people feel like they're alone and they're the only ones going through things. Everyone wants to judge you and everyone wants to have something to say. We're just human at the end of the day. There's always someone going through something like, someone else is, and it's about reaching out and not letting it get on top of you. And there's so much support these days, there really is. So much support, and that's why I did the radio show. I had 3 million listeners on the radio, and it was the amount of people that used to. That's why the following got built up so much. So I used to have people telling the stories, and then they would say what support's out there, and it's sad because all I'm hearing now is young people taking their lives. There's a mass increase in suicide, and you know I've had them thoughts. I think you've had them thoughts, and sometimes you think, is it easier if it just ends? You know what I mean? But it's not. It's not, because that's final. There's always a solution. That's final, and you can't take that. You can't take that back once you go down that road. But it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, because other people are feeling it. And I just think, like, I'm sick of people getting involved in my life or having something to say. It's just going to just look after your own life. Because I'm human at the end of the day, and I'm doing things to help people. So why don't you just support that?
And you know what? I think when people are doing the powerful things that you're doing, and maybe to a certain point what I'm trying to do with the podcast, I think other people don't like it because they're not in a position, or they're not putting themselves in a position to try and do the same, and they're feeling insecure about that. And I think that's what the issues
Well,
are.
most of the people are just insecure about themselves.
Well,
And
that's
they need,
exactly what it is, yeah.
they need to be insecure about themselves. And that's why it doesn't bother me. People get involved in my marriage, people get involved in my work. And it's like, go on, you're sad. It's just sad. And you're just insecure, and obviously you haven't got that much of an exciting life. So just go and look at your own life and go and be happy. Because I'm in a good place, and I just feel like it's constant with people like that, and it doesn't bother me anymore. It doesn't really don't care, and that's because I know my own value, I know my self worth, I know I'm a good person. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, jog on.
Well, you're doing a lot of amazing, wonderful things that a
Thank
lot of
you.
people, one, probably can, and two, probably would struggle to where to even begin to be 10% on the journey that you're on. So keep doing what you're doing, Gillian. I know it's
Thank you.
sometimes coming at a cost of yourself, but that's why you have to work on yourself to be strong every day, whether it's a morning routine, whether it's eating well, or whether it's, spending some connection time with your family to set yourself up for when you do have to work hard, solid for a few days, maybe, I don't know. But if before we come to an end then, Gillian, is there anything from your journey that you think needs to be discussed that we might have not touched on yet?
Yeah, I feel like the journey's just beginning. So I think I just want to thank you for having me on the show, and I want to come back again, and I want to keep you. I want to take everyone on a journey with Succeed. So we have Succeed Impact and Succeed, and let's just, let's keep nurturing this show together, and in terms of mine and your relationship, and let's take it to another level, and we'll follow the journey of Succeed and get some amazing young people on, and we'll get the board and the board of experts on, and we can take you behind the scenes of some of the filming I'm going to be doing, and let's go on a journey. So let's just leave it at that, and not put a line under there. Let's put
No,
dot dot dot. So be
absolutely.
continued.
I would love that,
Yeah.
Gillian. Of course. Absolutely.
So
All
it's
right.
to be
Well,
continued. With
absolutely.
Gillian Ashcroft and leading our own way. It's just the
Always
beginning.
lead out. And I loved, you know what? One thing I love about my podcast is the title. That's the one thing I'm not willing to change is the title. I absolutely love it because I think we do lead in our own way. I
You
couldn't
do.
do what you're doing. You're
I couldn't do
leading
what you
in the
do.
way you feel fit. You're leading your own way. And and that's why I have all these beautiful, amazing experts on, whether it's TEDx speakers, whether it's best-selling authors. And today I've just got, I just confirmed a former #1 world class surfer, and he just wrote the book called The 1% Good Club, and he's got a company called the Good Human Club, and it's things like that. There's so many people that we're not aware of doing amazing things too, right? And it's just incredible. And if we can all
You're
share that
leading the way
journey,
with
and
that, and get that public platform. So no, thank you
yeah.
for today. Thanks for having me
No, I
on.
love it. I do have a couple of questions before you go though. So my three final questions, you've answered one of them. But more on a personal level for you. I know you've mentioned the app and where you're going and it sounds absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see it up and going. But for you personally, maybe a little bit further into the future, whether it's 10, 20 years, what is the future plans for Gillian Ashcroft then?
The one thing I probably can't answer, because I don't know. It's just, do you know what? I just want to be happy with my family. That's all. My sounds a cliche, but I've done everything. That, like, I've done the scenes, I've done the events, I've done, the yachts, and then I've done the businesses, and I just want to stay at home and be with the kids, but I also want to make global impact as well. So I'm like that. That's like two totally different things. But with tech now and innovation, you can be a global leader and not have to leave your living room. Do you know what I mean?
I
So
just want to
I
be on
just
the
want,
couch, but I want to change the world.
yeah. So go figure to take what you want from that. But
I'd
I
love
don't
to
know
see
where
that.
my life's at a crossroads right now, and I don't know where it's going. I really don't. There's a lot of change personally going on, and there's a lot of change professionally as well. So there's a massive question mark over where Joel's life's going now. But I'm sure I'll keep you in the loop.
You certainly will. You can't get rid of me that easily. If you could give one piece of powerful advice, you have done it throughout these 2 episodes, but if you can just finish on a nice high, one powerful piece of advice to those who are listening, whether it's changing the career, whether they have been through a tough moment, or whether they're in, places like the homes that you provide for these amazing people, what is a piece of powerful advice?
Appreciate what you have got. Because I think we all want something that we haven't got, and we fail to reflect on what we have got. And I think that for me, I lost my way because I didn't appreciate enough. I thought I appreciated it, but I didn't. And we've all got something that we may not realise that we've got in one way or another. It might be love, it might be happiness, it might be money, it might be, a good job. But we're always humans, always want more or want something different. And I think I just would like to give a bit of advice just to stop for a minute and just appreciate what we have got.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Final question, I promise. Your purpose.
Hardy, Andy.
I know I am. But I've kept you less than I said I would, so I've done something well. What is your purpose? It's very clear what your purpose is, but if you can put it into one powerful line for the viewers out there, what would your purpose be?
It's to change the opportunities for our next generation, and to give positive pathways to adulthood for the youth.
Love it. Gillian Ashcroft, we've spent the last 2 weeks together. I love it. We are here. Thank you for the 4-part episode. Well, I'm saying 4-part. I'm thinking of editing it into 4 parts. So if I've changed it, I'm sorry to the viewers. But as it stands, I'm doing a 4-part episode over a 2-week period, and I've spent the 2 weeks lovely with the lovely Gillian Ashcroft over here, all the way. How far are you? You're not quite Liverpool, are you? Whereabouts are you based?
Yeah, I'm a fake Scouse now. I live in the countryside. So I'm in Ormskirk, which is a nice historic town. Yeah. I'm probably one of those students that one of those inner city people that my lecturer was talking about. That's moved to the suburbs.
Yeah, probably. Well, thank you for Gillian. This has been a few months.
Thank you for everyone for listening. I do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Me too. I'm sure definitely will have. But well, anyway, Gillian, keep in touch. Kath and yourself have become very close, and Kath sent me some beautiful Galaxy chocolate not long ago. Did she tell you that?
Kath's my PA. She didn't even say, "Oh, you little smooth."
He said he missed it.
Oh, do you know what? How much of a good heart has she got?
It went down very quickly, Kath. So whenever you want to send some more.
Oh, she's got a good heart. She's a cow to me, right?
She has. So, Gillian, it's your turn to send me some Galaxy chocolate now.
Just won't brush me in every day, Andrew. I'm like, so I will send you something nice for Christmas. It's coming up.
Well, if I've posted this in the day I hope I will, you are about to. We should actually just spend 1 minute talking about the 3 flying fish. You're about to fly out in the next couple of days, right, Gillian?
Yes.
You might have done it last week. You've thrown out to support the 3 flying fish, who have also been guests on my show back a long time ago, earlier this year. I think it was April time. They're about to set sail from the Canary Islands to
Antigua. I am so proud of the 3 young people.
Love those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go and set them, just be there where they set off and give them the support. It's going to get viewed, I think, by 900 million people worldwide, and they will be heading into Antigua at some point in February from leaving on the 12th of December. So I've been on the boat, and I lied down on this boat. I do not know. They deserve to be in that Guinness Book of Records. They deserve everything, because this is going to be a challenge of a lifetime. But I want to make sure that I'm there to give them all the support in the world, along with Bernie Hollywood and everybody else who's making the effort of coming out.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
I would love to be there, but I said I'd send them some jumpers to wear on the and I've just not got them organised. Time
just flies by, Andy.
It does. But I wish you all well, and I have me there in spirit, please, and please share.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Been a pleasure to you and your team. Thank you for coming on Leading Our Own Way. Like you say, it's not the end. We'll do it again sometime, I'm sure. And to everybody else who's tuned in to Gillian and myself, keep leading your own way. Have a great week, and make sure you come back next week for another amazing guest. It's not Gillian for a 3rd week. We've had her for 2.
Unfortunately.
Sadly. Oh, I'm going to cry.
I can do a trilogy.
Yeah.
Go on then. I'll see you all later. Bye, Andy. Bye.
Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye. See you next week. Well, we're at the end of 2 weeks with Gillian Ashcroft, the amazing Gillian Ashcroft. Thank you for taking us on that journey, Gillian. It's absolutely incredible what you've been on. As we've mentioned, you've spoken about where you came from as a child, what your family was like, and how clever and mischievous you've always been, who's now changing lives across the globe. Your story is a masterclass in resilience, self-worth, and the power of turning our struggles into our greatest strength. So thank you to you, Gillian. What strikes me most about her, though, is her honesty. She doesn't sugarcoat the challenges, the mistakes, or the moments of doubt. But she also doesn't let them define her. Instead, she uses them as fuel to create the Succeed app, to build Think Tank Academy, and to empower young people who might be facing the same struggles she once did. That's what leading our own way looks like, what it feels like, and what it's all about. So here's my challenge for you today. Think about your own journey. What experiences from your past, maybe the ones you've tried to hide or forget, could it actually become your superpower? How can you use your story to help someone else write theirs? Gillian is doing it, and so can you. Please, though, if this conversation moved you, please share it. Tag Gillian, tag Leading Our Own Way, and let's spread the message of hope and empowerment. And let us know what resonated with you. Every review, every share, every conversation that helps us reach more and more people month by month. You can find Gillian and the Succeed app online. Links will be in the show notes, so please go and check them out, support her mission, see how you can get involved in empowering the next generation also. As you know, I'm Andrew White, and this is Leading Our Own Way. Thank you for being here, thank you for listening, and more importantly, keep leading your own way. Have a great week. Come back next week for another amazing guest. Until then, we'll see you. We'll see you soon, sorry. Bye. Thanks for listening and watching Leading Our Own Way. So we can stay together forever and share more incredible journeys, please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss next week's episode and what that amazing guest has to offer to the world. Please support Leading Our Own Way, and we'll get you on next week's episode.